Dear viewers and subscribers, welcome to Y Channel Online Academy. Today we will discuss different terms explained in Pakistan Environmental Protection Act. So let us not wait and introduce ourselves with the Pakistan Environmental Protection Act. The first term is Pakistan Environmental Protection Act. This is an act to provide for the protection, conservation, rehabilitation, and improvement of the environment, for the prevention and control of pollution, and promotion of sustainable development. Whereas it is expedient to provide for the protection, conservation, rehabilitation, and improvement of the environment, prevention and control of pollution, promotion of sustainable development, and for matters connected therewith and incidental thereto, it is hereby enacted as follows. 1. Short title, extent, and commencement. 1. This act may be called the Environmental Protection Act 1997. 2. It extends to the whole of Pakistan. 3. It shall come into force at once. In this act, unless there is anything repugnant in the subject or context, i. Adverse environmental effect means impairment of, or damage to, the environment and includes a. Impairment of, or damage to, human health and safety or to biodiversity or property, b. Pollution, and c. Any adverse environmental effect as may be specified in the regulation. 2. Agricultural waste means waste from farm and agricultural activities including poultry, cattle farming, animal husbandry, residues from the use of fertilizers, pesticides, and other farm chemicals. Air pollutant means any substance that causes pollution of air and includes soot, smoke, dust particles, odor, light, electromagnetic, radiation, heat, fumes, combustion exhaust, exhaust gases, noxious gases, hazardous substances and radioactive substances, biodiversity or biological. Diversity means the variability among living organizations from all sources, including inter alia terrestrial, marine, and other aquatic ecosystems and ecological complexes of which they are part. This includes diversity within species, between species, and of ecosystems. Council means the Pakistan Environmental Protection Council established under Section 3. Discharge means spilling, leaking, pumping, depositing, seeping, releasing, flowing out, pouring, emitting, emptying or dumping. Ecosystem means a dynamic complex of plant, animal and microorganism communities and their non-living environment interacting as a functional unit. Effluent means any material in solid, liquid, or gaseous form or combination thereof being discharged from industrial activity or any other source and includes a slurry, suspension or vapor. Emission standards means the permissible standards established by the federal agency or a provincial agency for emission of air pollutants and noise. And for discharge of effluent and waste. X. Environment means a. Air, water, and land. b. All layers of the atmosphere. c. All organic and inorganic matter and living organisms. d. The ecosystem and ecological relationships. e. Buildings, structures, roads, facilities, and works. f. All social and economic conditions affecting community life. And g. The interrelationships between any of the factors in sub-clauses a. to f. Environmental impact assessment means an environmental study comprising collection of data, prediction of qualitative and quantitative impacts, comparison of alternatives, evaluation of preventive, mitigatory, and compensatory measures, formulation of environmental management and training plans and monitoring arrangements, and framing of recommendations and such other components as may be prescribed. Environmental magistrate means the magistrate of the first class appointed under Section 24. Environmental tribunal means the environmental tribunal constituted under Section 20. Exclusive economic zone shall have the same meaning as defined in the Territorial Waters and Maritime Zones Act, 1976. LSCE of 1976. Factory means any premises in which industrial activity is being undertaken. Federal agency means the Pakistan Environmental Protection Agency established under Section 5, or any government agency, local council, or local authority exercising the powers and functions of the federal agency. Government agency includes a division, department, attached department, bureau, section, commission, board, office, or unit of the federal government or a provincial government. b. A development or a local authority, company, or corporation established or controlled by the federal government or provincial government. c. A provincial environmental protection agency. And d. Any other body defined and listed in the rules of business of the federal government or a provincial government. 18. Hazardous substance means a substance or mixture of substance, other than a pesticide as defined in the Agricultural Pesticide Ordinance, 1971, 2 of 1971, which, by reason of its chemical activity is toxic, explosive, flammable, corrosive, radioactive, or other characteristics causes, or is likely to cause, directly or in combination with other matters, an adverse environmental effect, and b. Any substance which may be prescribed as a hazardous substance. Hazardous waste means waste which is or which contains a hazardous substance or which may be prescribed as hazardous waste, and includes hospital waste and nuclear waste. Historic waters means such limits of the waters adjacent to the land territory of Pakistan as may be specified by notification under Section 7 of the Territorial Waters and Maritime Zones Act, 1976, LSCE of 1976. Hospital waste includes waste medical supplies and materials of all kinds, and waste blood, tissue, organs, and other parts of the human and animal bodies, from hospitals, clinics, and laboratories. Industrial activity means any operation or process for manufacturing, making, formulating, synthesizing, altering, repairing, ornamenting, finishing, packing or otherwise treating any article or substance with a view to its use, sale, transport, delivery, or disposal, or for mining, for oil and gas exploration and development, or for pumping water or sewage, or for generating, transforming, or transmitting power or for any other industrial or commercial purpose. Industrial waste means waste resulting from an industrial activity, Initial environmental examination means a preliminary environmental review of the reasonably foreseeable qualitative and quantitative impacts on the environment of a proposed project to determine whether it is likely to cause an environmental effect for requiring preparation of an environmental impact assessment. Local authority means any agency set up or designated by the federal government or a provincial government by notification in the official gazette to be a local authority for the purposes of this act. Local council means a local council constituted or established under a law relating to local government. Motor vehicle means any mechanically propelled vehicle adapted for use upon land, whether its power of propulsion is transmitted thereto from an external or internal source, and includes a chassis to which a body has not been attached, and a trailer, but does not include a vehicle running upon fixed rails. Municipal waste includes sewage, refuse, garbage, waste from abattoirs, sludge, and human excreta and the like. National Environmental Quality Standards means standards established by the federal agency under Clause E of subsection 1 of Section 6 and approved by the Council under Clause C of subsection 1 of Section 4. Noise means the intensity, duration, and character from all sources, and includes vibrations. Nuclear waste means waste from any nuclear reactor or nuclear or other nuclear energy system, whether or not such waste is radioactive. Person means any natural person or legal entity and includes an individual, firm, association, partnership, society, group, company, corporation, cooperative society, government agency, non-governmental organization, community-based organization, village organization, local council or local authority and, in the case of a vessel, the master or other person having for the time being the charge or control of the vessel. XXXIII. Pollution means the contamination of air, land, or water by the discharge or emission or effluents or wastes or air pollutants or noise or other matter which either directly or indirectly or in combination with other discharges or substances alters unfavorably the chemical, physical, biological, radiational, thermal or radiological or aesthetic properties of the air, land, or water, or which may, or is likely to make the air, land or water unclean, noxious, or impure or injurious, disagreeable or detrimental to the health, safety, welfare, or property of persons or harmful to biodiversity. Prescribed means prescribed by rules made under this Act. Project means any activity, plan, scheme, proposal, or undertaking involving any change in the environment and includes a. construction or use of buildings or other works, b. construction or use of roads or other transport systems, c. construction or operation of factories or other installations, d. mineral prospecting, mining, quarrying, stone crushing, drilling and the like, e. any change of land use or water use, and f. alteration, expansion, repair, decommissioning or abandonment of existing buildings or other works, roads, or other transport systems, factories or other installations. Proponent means the person who proposes or intends to undertake a project. Provincial agency means a provincial environmental protection agency established under Section 8, Regulations means regulations made under this Act. Rules means rules made under this Act. Sewage means liquid or semi-solid wastes and sludge from sanitary conveniences, kitchens, laundries, washing and similar activities, and from any sewerage system or sewage disposal works. Standards means qualitative and quantitative standards for discharge of effluents and wastes and for emission of air pollutants and noise, either for general applicability or for a particular area, or from a particular production process, or for a particular product, and includes the national environmental quality standards, emission standards, and other standards established under this Act and the rules and regulations made thereunder. Sustainable development means development that meets the needs of the present generation without compromising the ability of future generations to meet their needs. Territorial waters shall have the same meaning as defined in the Territorial Waters and Maritime Zones Act, 1976, LSCE of 1976. Vessel includes anything made for the conveyance by water of human beings or of goods. Waste means any substance or object which has been, is being, or is intended to be discarded or disposed of, and includes liquid waste, solid waste, waste gases, suspended waste, industrial waste, agricultural waste, nuclear waste, municipal waste, hospital waste, used polyethylene bags and residues from the incineration of all types of waste. You cannot get through a single day without having an impact on the world around you. What you do makes a difference, and you have to decide what kind of a difference you want to make. Thank you for being with me.